As we begin another chapter, it brings us to where our hero is thinking how he just received something that is absolutely broken. Looking at his title, the system gave him a couple of options, between having his title shown to the public or having it kept private. It didn't take much for him to decide because he always thought that it would always be for the best to keep your cards hidden, so he decided to switch his title effect to private, which will still have the effects applied. With that taken care of, our hero stretches lazily and takes a quick look around for any familiar faces. Only to find Ryu Min gripping a dagger with both hands like an idiot, as if it were a claymore. Smirking, well, at least he has survived so far and he should manage to pull through based on his current condition. Just then the angel's voice echoes out by saying, "No wonder things are getting boring as of late. Just look at all of you, in such a sorry state. I can't help but feel a bit sorry for you guys. Your weak and pitiful beings are getting killed off one by one. Well, I guess that could have been my fault though, for outnumbering you, and for that I apologize. It was my mistake." She spreads out her wings and clasps her hands together, giving off a holy aura and says, "Well, shall we make things more entertaining then?" A blonde-haired girl with tears streaming down her face with a look of utter despair, looks up at the angel while holding someone dear to her and mutters, "Make things more entertaining?" Then she feels like something is amiss, so she looks down and notices the guy she was holding onto for dear life started to fade away into bright particles of light. Then murmurs of confusion and looks of anguish started to spread like the plague. While both humans and goblins alike were disappearing into particles of light, the corpses are disappearing. What the hell is going on here? While everyone was still lost and confused, there was a blast of bright light that appeared out of nowhere that made everyone squint their eyes, and when the light finally receded, people opened their eyes to see what the commotion was all about. They were shocked. They were once again face to face with yet another endless horde of goblins, rushing at them. The angel with her hands still clasped together and laughing joyously and says, "There you guys go. I gave you another fill of 50,000 more goblins. So enjoy. I'm sure everyone will have fun in killing their share of goblins now." Looking at the horde of goblins, everyone just gritted their teeth, still lost in a mixture of feelings between confusion, anger and bloodlust. Then someone in the crowd yelled out, "Kill." Then they all started to chant, "Kill! Kill! Kill them all!" as they stampeded towards the goblins. As people started to blindly stabbing, and goblins flying, and eye gouging, and with blood spraying, and neck crushing. With all those things happening in front of our hero, he just sat there with his eyes closed, lounging on the grass, completely ignoring it all. While others were trying to get out of the barriers, but unable to do anything except watch their friends get slaughtered all around them. While the angel just looks down, smirking while enjoying the chaos she has brought about. While our hero just looks up and thinks to himself, it should be about time. With alarm bells ringing, and everyone that had completed the quest has received a system prompt saying, "Quest completed 5,143 out of 5,143. Once the quest was completed, all the remaining goblins just vanished into thin air, which confused a lot of people because during mid-swing with their daggers, their targets just vanished in front of their eyes. Just then, the angel announces out to everyone with her angelic voice and says, "Congratulations! Half of you have now completed the quest for the first round. And for the other half that hasn't completed the quest in time, well, you can just die. Unfortunately, those are the rules, after all." With looks of anguish and despair, they all started to plead for more time, and how everything isn't fair. While the people that have completed the task could only look on with horror and feel sorry for them as they slowly disappear. Now, with only the people that have completed the quest remaining, the angel asks in a cheerful tone, "What is wrong with all of you? What's with the gloomy looks? Shouldn't you all be happy you're still alive?" Just then, she starts clapping her hands together like she is praising everyone for a job well done and says, "Congratulations on passing the first round. But hopefully you will do a lot better the next time. But before I send you all home, Why don't we settle everyone's positions and rankings first? She then announces the top 3 in the first round for the entire region division. We have in first place, Black Scythe, cleared time in 10 minutes and 21 seconds. Second place is Stupid Idiots, cleared time in 16 minutes and 15 seconds. And in third place is Heavenly Demon, cleared time 17 minutes and 7 seconds. Now for your current region division. First place is Black Scythe, cleared time 10 minutes and 21 seconds. Second place is Life is a Documentary, cleared time 23 minutes and 55 seconds. And in third place is Black Dragon in My Right Hand, cleared time 24 minutes and 43 seconds. Just as she finished announcing the top 3 rankings, our hero gets a few system prompts saying, Black Scythe is ranked first in the entire region and ranked first in the current region, and will be awarded with the following rewards: 1 low rare rank weapon ticket, and 1 special reward selection chest, and 1,000 gold. Followed by another prompt saying, you have received 1,000 gold for clearing the quest. You will also be able to use the acquired gold once you unlock the shop functions at level 10. Once our hero finished reading all the prompts, all of a sudden, he felt multiple gazes on his back. Looking over his shoulder, he noticed people gawking at him. Turning away with a smirk, he couldn't help but think, well, I guess everyone knows I'm ranked in first place now. Just then the angel interrupts our hero from his thoughts of self-grandeur by saying, well, isn't this quite a surprise? For the first ranker for the entire region to come from my area, this is quite splendid. Black Scythe, was it? Will you allow me to ask you a question? Our hero, with a nonchalant attitude, looks up at her and replies by saying, by all means, ask away. As she chuckles to herself and says, thanks. I'm quite intrigued though. I'm wondering if you could tell me how you got so strong. Or by any chance, did you perhaps acquire a special rune or something? As she giggles again, trying to be coy. But internally she's screaming in frustration, ugh. Damn it. What did this little bastard get? Our hero looks up at her and says in a playful manner, I mean I could, but wouldn't it just be easier for you to look at my status window? Taken back by his answer, the angel stutters a bit by saying, well. Oh, of course I can. As she shrugs, trying to play it off, and says there is no way an angel, wouldn't be able to see all your information, right? I was only testing you. After hearing this, our hero couldn't help but scoff internally. Ha, what a joke. Trying his best, with his most amiable smile, and says, Miss Angel, could I make a request? Instantly her demeanor changes, and with a serious expression, she looks at our hero like he's a goddamn bug. And our hero just returns her gaze without saying anything, or even expressing anything on his face. She replies by saying, a request? And what would this request be? He folds his arms across his chest and says, well, to be honest, the rewards for the first place feels a bit lacking compared to what my rank is. When everyone heard this, everyone was utterly and completely stupefied. While everyone was completely dumbstruck, the angel was thinking something else entirely, trying to hold back her rage. And you can hear the malice in her tone of voice. She barely mutters out by saying, What? What did you just say? Not even bothered with the changes in her demeanor, and nonchalantly says, yeah, I was hoping that you could give me something better? Barely holding herself back from just annihilating the person before her, and just in case she heard wrong, she repeats the same question, what did you just say now? Human? With the exact same attitude as before, our hero replies in a more simple context, I simply don't like the rewards I have received, so I would like you to give me something better. After talking to the angel like she was an idiot, the entire surroundings turned completely silent. It got so quiet, it was like he even slaughtered the damn crickets in the area, while everyone just stared at our hero like he is the biggest moron in the world. Extremely pissed off and feeling aggrieved, her face morphs into a savage grin, like she would just eat him entirely whole. She thinks to herself, who the fuck is this guy? Is this fucking piece of shit really so daring to make a request of me? And I thought I would just keep an eye on him because he caught my interest. But to think that he would look down on me. just because he killed a few fucking low-leveled monsters. The fucking nerve of this trash. I will just destroy him and be done with it. Just as she extends her hand out, she pauses for a moment. Thinking back to the beginning of the day, she curses out once again. God damn it. I already used my one-time ability to kill that insufferable scum earlier. As she clenches her fist in frustration and anger, and thinks, it's not like I can just kill him out of nowhere either, god damn it. Then out of nowhere, she came to a realization, huh? Now hold on a second. With a devious smile that held nothing but malice, and think to herself once again, yes, this could work. I know what I could give this greedy human. Looking down at our hero, she says, you want a better reward, right? She then lands on the ground softly, and slowly walks over to our hero and says, normally I wouldn't even bother to entertain the idea. Not just anyone could be allowed to ask for a request, but for you. With a wave of her hand, she removes the barrier around our hero, and says, to be so bold is enough to commend you as well. Come now, let's have a private chat, shall we? She then looks over to the others and says to them, just hold on for a few moments until I return. Our hero just agrees. He then throws his hands into his pockets and starts strutting towards the angel, which completely baffled everyone. People started to murmur amongst themselves, by saying that they wished that they could have came up with such a novel idea. Just as he was about to walk past Ryu Min, he stops and glances over at him. Ryu Min just stares back at our hero, thinking, huh? With a smirk, our hero then just turns around without saying anything at all, which confused Ryu Min even more, wondering what the fuck was that all about. As the scene changes, it shows our hero trailing behind the angel, walking down some path hidden behind some foliage. With our hero falling behind, the angel starts complaining. She then turns around and asks him, why are you so slow? Keep up with me, or are you going to keep making me slow down for you? Our hero just replies by saying, sure. Like he couldn't even care less with whatever she said. Which aggravates her even more. Damned humans. They only listen if you yell and complain. For them to be so greedy, you would think they would listen more or be at my beck and call trying to suck up to me or something. Thinking this, she calms herself down, because she still hasn't figured out a way to replace whatever rune he has received. But even if I could, it's not like I can just replace something the system has already given to him. Screw it. With a deranged grin plastered all over her face, and thinks to herself, I will just have to show him what happens to greedy pigs. Once we pass that rock over there, I will chop off all his limbs and feed them to him. But if something were to happen, this could backfire and cause some problems for me. If someone were to find out I killed someone for a personal reason without my one-time ability. But if no one has seen it happen, then I can just say I sent him home first with his reward. Feeling elated with her plan, she breaks out into a savage grin once again and laughs maniacally in her own head. This stupid human pig. You should have been smart, and stayed quiet, and accept your reward without any complaints. Changing back to her cheerful demeanor, she turns around with a smile and says, so about your reward, tell me what kind of reward you want? Just as she finished talking, she was absolutely confused about what was happening in front of her, 'cause the only thing she saw was a fist in front of her face, which then landed on her delicate, bitch face, which in turn sent her catapulting through the air screaming like a pig. As she screamed out with a mixture of shock and disbelief written all over her face. And that would mark the end of the chapter.